Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy sat down with 60 Minutes ahead of his visit to the U.S. this week. He is expected to speak at a United Nations General Assembly and meet with President Biden. Zelenskyy told 60 Minutes he believes Russian leader Vladimir Putin will continue to use the threat of nuclear war to stoke instability.
I think he's going to continue threatening. He's waiting for the United States to become less stable. He thinks that's going to happen during the U.S. election. He'll be looking for instability in Europe and the United States of America. He will use the risk of using nuclear weapons to fuel that instability. He will keep on threatening.
So joining me now from Kyiv is CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tyab. Imtiaz, good to see you as usual. How important is this visit to the United States for President Zelenskyy?
Hey, Anne-Marie, good to be with you too. Well, when you hear that very dire warning from President Zelenskyy, he's going to be traveling to the U.S. to meet with President Biden, of course, a very strong ally of his who's been pushing Congress to approve a further $24 billion in support for Ukraine. It seems like these two leaders are very much on the same page. But as we've been saying, and as we were hearing in your earlier conversation just about the political tenor in the U.S. right now, Mr. Zelenskyy is concerned about that. He's worried that there are some elements within the Republican Party, including those who are fighting for the nomination, that they don't want to support Ukraine. And he was spelling out a pretty dire warning that if Ukraine falls to Russia, what does it mean for the Baltic states? What does it mean for Poland? What does it mean for NATO? A warning, Anne-Marie, that if Ukraine falls, it would be very destabilizing for the rest of the world.
Right. So meantime, looking at this counteroffensive, over the weekend, Kyiv claimed to capture a village south of Bakhmut on the Eastern Front. What did President Zelenskyy have to say about Ukraine's ongoing counteroffensive and how it's going?
Well, he admitted it's going slow, and it has been. You know, this counteroffensive is now in its fourth month. It's been punishing, it's been difficult, and they haven't really made a lot of advances. However, in the last few weeks, we have seen some advances in the southern Kherson region, and now this village in Andriivka, which has, they say, have been liberated, Russia denying it. Why is Andriivka important? Well, it's only about 8 miles away from Bakhmut. Bakhmut, of course, the scene of some of the longest and most brutal battles in this war, which Ukraine lost to those Russian-backed mercenaries. And Mr. Zelenskyy making it very clear that this fight is a fight not only for Ukraine, but really for the stabilization of the whole world. And that is why he's calling for more support, Anne-Marie.
And so, meantime, Russia continues to bombard parts of Ukraine. Airstrikes and shelling killed at least 2 people overnight, I believe. What was Zelenskyy, saying about the strikes, and particularly saying about the strikes in civilian areas?
Yeah, it was watching that interview with Scott Pelley on 60 Minutes and listening to Mr. Zelenskyy, you could tell there were moments where he was really almost lost in thought sometimes, thinking of the gravity of what's happening to his country, saying that Russia wants to break Ukraine, and also going as far as saying when it comes to Vladimir Putin, he said Vladimir Putin has not been, and I'm quoting Mr. Zelenskyy here, has not been human for a very long time, saying that this is not a man who cares about civilians who are dying horrible deaths. This is not a man who worries about Ukraine being broken into pieces. This is a man who only has a singular goal, which is to win at the cost of so much. And Ukraine, in the view of Mr. Zelenskyy, and indeed so many other countries around the world, has paid such a staggering price for Vladimir Putin's unprovoked war on Ukraine.
So true. Imtiaz, thank you very much.